Hey guys, it's Poohhead, and I just wanted to make a quick rant video on something that I think is somewhat... I think damaging is the right word, to the fandom at large. Now, I've been working on this YouTube channel for about a year and a half now, and during that time, I've received a dozen or so comments comparing me to a few different Dragon Ball YouTubers, and I've been compared to one in particular most of all. Now, I won't name them, but there is one that tends to come up more than others. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I don't watch other Dragon Ball YouTubers, really. I am friends with one named Smugstick. In fact, we'll probably collaborate soon, and I've talked to him at length for a while before. He's a cool guy. I actually met him on Twitter, and then we both realized that we have Dragon Ball YouTube channels. And I want to say he's not the one that I've been compared to. Neither is it Geekdom or Anime AJ. I tell you that because if it was either of them, I would not hesitate to call them out loud. However, my point is, I get most of my information either directly from the source material, directly from Toriyama interviews, as well as forums and message boards and debating. Both debating randoms and my friends for years and years. However, since I was compared a lot of the time, like I've been compared to many, but a lot of the time to one in particular, I decided to check out two of their videos. Their first one was alright, though the title was a pretty huge clickbait, but the information was okay. The second, however, I immediately noted them mention something near the beginning of the video, which I had a small problem with. And that was, which character has the most potential amongst a certain group of characters? Now, I am not actually attacking this person or criticizing them a lot because, I've said things in my videos that were either incorrect or were just, I said something that I wasn't really thinking about. That's why I made almost a 10-minute video recently on the things I've gotten wrong. Luckily, it was not a lot of things, but, it happens, so I'm not really judging this person. However, they did mention that, meaning who has the most potential in a certain group of characters. I think it was the human characters. And saying that, well, it meant only two things. Either one, they were just saying something to catch people's attention, or two, they are voicing a question like casuals might ask, and without showing them why it's an odd question. And when I say casuals, I don't mean you shouldn't talk to people and teach them the basics, because I do that a lot. That's why I have 50 Dragon Ball information videos. It's good to teach the basics. But this was a question that is a question that should not be asked, really. And if someone asks this question, you should tell them it's not what you think. So essentially what I mean is that it's a question someone asked when they don't even really know what they're talking about, and the YouTuber in question that said it did not let them know that. The question, of course, is on potential. Who has the most potential out of the humans, or the Saiyans, or the Namekians, or, blah, blah, who has the most potential in the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, whoever. And the problem with that is that it's a nothing statement. It doesn't really mean anything, at least unless you specify further. Like asking who has the most potential out of Yamcha, Tien, and Krillin is like asking who is the most creative. By what metric are we measuring this? In the case of potential, the only thing in Toriyama's manga that we see are when potentials are unlocked. But potential also has numerous other meanings. That's actually kind of a pet peeve of mine. It's people say that certain things, people try to catch someone in this gotcha statement when they are taking a word that someone else used and take it to mean something entirely different, as if that's a disapproval of something. Words have different meanings, saying I don't want, let's say, politics in video games. Someone means that they don't want modern social ideas, and then someone else takes that to mean they don't want senators and intrigue. There's a difference between those two statements of politics. It's a useless gotcha. So with potential, it's very similar. I'll give a few examples of what potential could mean. Like if you're asking who has the most power locked inside them at any given time, that's one thing. But between the humans, or between Goku and Vegeta, we simply don't know. And there literally is no way to know. The only thing we do know is that Gohan has the most out of the main cast, but that's it. Now, potential could also mean, and let's use the humans again, if we got Yamcha, Tien, Krillin, and Chaozu all in the same training, with the same gravity and techniques, with the same diet and schedule, and they trained at the same pace for infinity, which one of them would end up being the strongest? Again, there's absolutely no way to know that. Or potential could mean which character can get the most gains from their preferred training style, or which character has the biggest rage boost. There's a bunch of ways, but just flatly asking who has the most potential between X, Y, and Z is kind of literally a meaningless question. But people ask it all the time. And this YouTuber was likely asking it because a bunch of the people in their comments were asking it, but it made me want to make a small video ranting about it to tell my listeners that if you ever hear or see someone just asking that without any specification, and someone says like, oh, Vegeta or Piccolo or whatever, and the other person disagrees, chances are these two people are having two completely different conversations and disagreeing on something the other person isn't even talking about. So again, I'm not shitting on this YouTuber. I thought their videos were fairly good with accurate information. They just said something that isn't really said in most competitive debates or discussions amongst sort of superfans. However, I do want to say that so I can add some information on Dragon Ball to this rant, if by potential we are asking who has the most power locked inside of them, or if we mean who has the highest limit, if there even are limits, the answer to both questions in those two specified ways is Gohan, out of the main cast. It's pretty explicit from what we see throughout Toriyama's original series. Other than that, however, we really cannot know beyond speculation for anyone else at any given time. Okay guys, thanks for hearing this weird rant, and I want to say I appreciate all of you, and please do the usual, like, share, and subscribe. Like I've been saying, the algorithm is kind of really stupid right now, so maybe hit the bell icon if you haven't already. And I have my Twitch down below and the Patreon if you want to help me with that. But thanks so much, guys, and have a great one. See ya.